Well, we're discussing the rest of today's top stories now with Andrew Neil and Beverley Turner. Good morning to both of you. We're going to move on again to royal update this morning. Bit of an update. The Queen allegedly has plans to contact the Duke and Duchess of Sussex personally to offer an olive branch to the couple. She's expected to speak to the couple on the phone over the next few days. It's also been said that she's issued a 3-line whip to prevent staff from discussing the situation publicly. So, Beverley, it's very obvious here that she wants to take control of this situation and bring it back into their private lives.
Which is what she does so well, and it's what the royal family do so well, and it's why the interview that Harry and Meghan gave was completely against royal protocol and much more the decision of a celebrity and an actress. Remember, before Meghan married Harry, not only was she an actress, but she had a lifestyle website blog where she would detail, you know, her day, what she had for breakfast and what smoothie she would recommend. So it's no surprise, I guess, that she chose to come out and have this very public statement. I, for one, am very glad the Queen has decided to keep it in-house. I think that is the way to stop this soap opera becoming a very well-paid Jeremy Kyle show, which is what it's sort of become overnight. And I don't think we like it. I don't think we particularly want it. This isn't what we want from them. And I hope they, you know, they've said that now I think it was her friend on your show yesterday who said they now feel free. Well, that freedom is going to be temporary. A freedom for you, if your definition of freedom is that you always have the last say. And that's what it looks like to me.
Andrew, the Queen's hand, as we saw in the statement yesterday, is all over this. And this is something that she is brilliant at. Keeping it under control, keeping calm. And so keeping it within closed doors is absolutely what she and the family would want to do. But do you think the Sussexes, bearing in mind how public their accusations were, are they going to be happy with this behind closed doors?
Well, I think you raise a good point. It's up to them. The Queen clearly doesn't want to get into a slanging match with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. She's instructed all of her staff not to get into a slanging match with them too. I'm sure they'll do what they're told. She wants to reconcile everything behind closed doors, get it sorted out. Whether she can do that or not really is up to Harry and Meghan, and to whether they'll be satisfied with that, or do they want another pound of flesh? Do they want it dragged in through the public airwaves and public prints? If they do want to go down that road, it's their choice, then they will have to be a lot more specific than they have been to Oprah Winfrey about what actually happened. If you take the case of raising the question of what the colour of the baby would be, first of all, they need to get their stories straight. Both Harry and Meghan had different stories. Meghan said it had been raised with her several times. Then, of course, it wasn't. Harry said it had been raised with him once at a different time from Meghan. We'll need to know who raised it, what was the context, what was exactly said. So maybe when you think of that, both the California branch of the royal family and the Buckingham Palace branch of the royal family may have a vested interest in resolving it behind closed doors.
I wanted to talk about the track and trace system now, which has come under fire. It's been said that there is no evidence to show that the government's £22 billion test and trace programme to combat COVID-19 contributed to a reduction in coronavirus infection levels. In a report, the Cross-Party Public Accounts Committee has challenged ministers to justify the staggering investment of taxpayers' money and criticised the use of private consultants who are paid up to £6,624 a day. I mean, Beverley, was this just a complete waste of money and £22 billion worth?
It's a criminal waste of money, in my opinion. I think we need to have a full investigation. I don't like investigations. They cost a lot of money. You tend to think that you could probably sort it all out around one table with a few people who were involved in it. However, there are some huge questions to be asked. Anybody, all of us who had the Test and Trace app or failed to load the Test and Trace app or didn't give the right number in a restaurant, we could all see at the time that this was never going to work. There were also the considerations about being kept at home for 2 weeks when you had no income coming in, and people were not prepared to do that, sitting there going, well, this is insanity. I am well. I know I am well, and I am being told I can't go to work. It was so flawed. But how on earth has it cost 22 billion? How on earth? How do you get to a figure like that? It is incredible. I think there's some serious questions to answer, and so much money. They called it the NHS Test and Trace app. It was never an NHS product. This was not in-house. This was a private company. And so I think, I hope we learn some lessons from this. I'm not full of optimism that we will, but there are definitely questions at the moment to be answered about where that money went and which pockets it ended up in, because it didn't help us.
Andrew?
We certainly need an inquiry because of the vast sums of money involved. I think the government panicked just under a year ago. We were all shouting at it, giving the examples of South Korea and of Taiwan and even of Germany, that test and trace was the key to this. The Britain's test and trace capability were close to zero. They then just threw billions of pounds at it to try and get it up and running. Money was clearly wasted, squandered. Efficacy of what resulted is still unproven, as the parliamentary committee suggests. I mean, I think it's good that we now have it in place, because we will need a major testing capability and a tracing capability that is up and running now. There's no point getting rid of that. We spent the money and we will need it even with the vaccine. But if you were to look at a number of things, what did government get right? What did it get wrong? Where did it waste a lot of money? Then test and trace is in the where did it waste a lot of money. I would just point out that nobody in the media or in the opposition politicians was ever urging the government to spend less money on test and trace. What it did with it is the real question. How much was wasted because it spent it so quickly?
Well, we all always attempt to be positive here, and what is good news and what we have got right is the fact that the vaccine continues to roll out. 22 million people vaccinated so far, up to 10 million extra vaccine doses could be available to the UK within days. There's a surge of supply. That is great news. Europe in turmoil over this, looking at increasing numbers. So that is something, yes, there have been some serious flaws, but at least we got that right. On a lighter note, I don't know how whether either of you are considering when we're allowed. Andrew, would you have a spa day?
What is it?
You go out, you're pampered, you you maybe have a massage and do.
I'm not thinking he's that kind of guy.
At home. We're pampered every day. I mean, I wouldn't really know the difference. I mean, with a complexion, skin like mine, why would I need that?
You don't need it.
I mean,
you don't need it, Andrew.
Well, the reason I asked that. The reason I asked that question is because there is a cat who was so enjoying its spa day, it did not want it to end.
Hey Google, stop music.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? What are you doing?
We're having spa day.
Spa day, okay. All right, enough of this nonsense. Let's go, Chase. Come on.
He doesn't want to go with you.
Let's go, Chase. Come on. Ugh, fine.
Hey, Google, play.
I mean, that cat definitely has a favourite parent, doesn't it, as well? Unbelievable.
I've changed my mind. I want to go on a spa day. I've changed my mind.
Beverley?
Oh, well, that cat is basically like me now. The kids are back at school when they're trying to wake me up in the morning after we've all had these long lie-ins, going, get away. They go, Mummy, get up. I think that's lovely. I have to say, I'm not a massive fan of spas. I always lie there thinking there's so many more important things I should be doing than this. But I am desperate for a swim. I am desperate for a massage in a way that I haven't been before. And I would love a spa day, actually, now when we get out of this.
Just finally, Andrew, obviously there's, in the studio next door to us, there is a vacant seat currently. And so Piers Morgan flounced out. And so will you be offering him a job?
I thought you were going to ask me if I was going to fill the vacant seat. And, we're open to all sort of offers. We're about to launch GB News. It'll be a different kind of news channel. I think Piers would be a huge asset for that kind of news channel. I wouldn't want to transfer what he was doing for Good Morning Britain straight to GB News. I'd want to do something different with him at a different time of day.
But he is what he is, though, isn't he?
He is what he is, but I think he's also adaptable and he can do different things in different ways. And I think he would be a huge asset to our channel if we could get him. And we will try to do so and see if we can come to a mutual agreement. He won't be short of offers, so no doubt it'll be a bit of competition for
He
us.
won't come cheap either, I would have thought. Quite expensive.
What do you mean he'll want more than a lucky bag and 6 cornflakes packet tops?
It's true.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's expensive.
Thanks, both of you. Good
Thank
to talk to you today.